she is as all-American as apple pie and McDonald's, and she will do what it takes for the US economy and the US government's interest. Trump's talk with Chinese President Xi Jinping. His talking to
Quite controversial.
Yes, no, it has raised a lot of eyebrows, not only in India. We have all kinds of Indians for all kinds of reasons, sane and not so sane reasons for which they love Trump.
Direct threat was an indirect threat to India, or are Modi and Trump still gonna have that diplomatic friendship relations?
The relationship between India and US has been one of the best under Joe Biden.
Sir, if we talk about the India-US relations in the upcoming Trump administration, we know that India and US had like quite a good relations, but looking at the Indian Americans people who are in Trump's cabinet this time, and also J.D. Vance's wife Usha Vance is a very big highlight in India since Trump started running for the office, because she's also an Indian American. So what do you think? How is Trump administration gonna have relations with India in the upcoming days?
There is no such thing as an Indian American when it comes to somebody who is holding office in the US. The person holding the office is 100% American, and he or she will be solely pursuing the interests of the United States and its government and its territories, and there will be no sentimental, there might be cultural affinity. She might like a particular dish from Andhra Pradesh or something.
Or might look like
Yes, or look like one, or like the handicrafts from Andhra. There is a different thing. But she is as all-American as apple pie and McDonald's, and she will do what it takes for the US economy and the US government's interests.
So that's the part of Indian American which we say
Yes.
is not going to benefit India in
Yes.
any way.
Yes. Now, the interesting thing is when Trump came, a lot of Indians liked Trump, and there were some very weird reasons for liking Trump. There are people in India who worship Trump. There is a chap in Andhra Pradesh who's got a temple for Trump. He worships him because his hair is orange and he thinks he's a divine messenger in the world. So we have all kinds of Indians for all kinds of reasons, sane and not so sane reasons for which they love Trump. But the relationship between India and US has been one of the best under Joe Biden. Joe Biden tripped up in many places in international relations, including the war in Ukraine, where he has provoked Russia and kind of created so much of bloodshed and loss of lives, and the genocide in Palestine, where he supported Israel. But India-US relations had one of their best periods when Joe Biden was the president of the US first. And he's had an equally good relationship with Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
I was coming to that only, sir. Yes. We say that Modi and Trump has a very good relations and they are friends, we say that. But Trump last month only gave tariff threat to BRICS countries, saying something about US dollars. Now, BRICS has India also as a very major part. So what do you think? This direct threat was an indirect threat to India, or are Modi and Trump still gonna have that diplomatic friendship relations?
See, the business of America is business. And the biggest businessman of America is Donald Trump, especially as president. When he made 2 trips to India. What happened on his first trip? The first trip he came and went, they shut down General Motors in India. Why? Because he wants goods made in America to be imported by Indians into India. The second time he came, he was batting for Harley-Davidson motorcycle company. And when we wouldn't lower the tariff, he shut them down. So he will look at US business interests. That will be his primary love. Okay? Whatever is love for Modi will not be second or third. You can see he likes Modi, he likes the crowd that Modi can get from, because Trump loves crowds.
Okay.
You know?
When Modi visits United States, we see lines of people standing in the queue.
Yes, that Motera Stadium and everything. But at the same time, I would like to say he must have said many things in the run-up to the election and after that. But it's not as if he is going to put tariffs on everything tomorrow or the day after. Everybody has been saying, even the US ambassador to India, who is leaving office, Eric Garcetti, he has also said that India needs to bring down tariffs. Everybody wants to get into the Indian market, and they want the barriers to be lowered, and this includes the tariffs. But it is not possible for India to say lower tariffs for the US alone. If you lower it, you will lower it for everybody, so everybody will come in. Then you can't say you keep out Chinese goods, you keep out European goods, or you keep out American goods. So tariff cannot be country specific. You can have certain limited agreement. So yes, he will be strong on tariffs, first thing. Second, he may not cut down on defense needs. Third, and most important thing, that one of the most important, we have to see how it plays out, is Trump is not going to support things like this Paris Accord, to roll back climate change and it's, the harm it is doing to the ecology and things like. Then on energy, he doesn't believe that we have to put an end to using nuclear power or fossil fuels. So all this has huge implications for India. And most important thing is Trump's talk with Chinese President Xi Jinping. His talking to
Quite controversial.
Yes, no, it has raised a lot of eyebrows, not only in India, because if he's talking to the Chinese president, he probably expects that this will make India,
Weaker?
India kind of acquires more easily to US demands.
Is he backstabbing Modi then, because he says on face that he's a friend of Modi, but then talking to Xi Jinping and he was saying that it could weaken India and US relationships?
No, it need not weaken India. In one sense, it might actually strengthen India because if the US is dealing with China, which is the only country in the world in a position to launch a trade war against the US, then the government of India and its political leadership can feel freer dealing with China. But
Yeah, that could be an angle.
yes, exactly. So the question is, if Trump is talking to China, what happens to Quad then? What is its focus? And how will it affect India? Because we have a lot of issues with China, issues which we have to negotiate.
Yes.
You can't stay. India and China cannot succeed if they are hostile and don't have a working relationship. And as we saw, even during the 4.5 years after Galwan, trade was flourishing. It was rising year after year, throughout the 4 years. So you can see that both countries are interdependent in many ways.
We are very much looking forward to see what India-US relations are going to be under Trump administration.
Don't miss out. Log on to oneindia.com for more updates.